Like I said, I'll post up for a good minute to 4, 1 to 4, whatever we need. Somebody hop in. If somebody pop up, I'm gonna get moving. But for now, it's just like this. Like this is 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Pacific. You know what I'm saying? Afternoon joint. You catching it in real time though. Especially you hear from the playback, man. You hear in real time. You start to get, start feeling the weight of everything right there. You know? Damn near got knocked back for a second. I'm sitting there. I checked the YouTube studio in the morning. Went from 41 to 36, 41, 35, something like that. And then I updated the app. I was like, this can't be real. It's got to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I updated all my apps, sent it the Wi-Fi and whatnot. I double checked it. It was accurate. 41 to 36, 41, 35. That means I dropped 5. Okay, cool. Then I started thinking about my recent numbers. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking about it. I was like, because I'm over here chasing the results rather than sitting there flowing. We just got done talking about that too. But I'm over here thinking about all the wrong shit. To be honest with you, thinking about all the wrong shit. But that's what I'm saying. Starting to feel heavy for a second. I was like, ooh. That's how it goes, man. You know what I mean? Take it back to sparring days or something. It feels sparring, it'd be like a redundancy. The routine is redundant. The sparring partners themselves become redundant. The routine itself becomes redundant. You got to switch it up a bit. Make the workout a little harder. Add some gravity to it. Put a little more weight on there. Focus a little bit. Force you to focus. Keeps you off, Readjust what normal is, right? That's what it is. I'm going to lock in, though. I'm going to lock in, bro. I came around this way, so I'm going to go south. Come back around. Probably that's something. I don't know. Get it up the street, maybe. Loop around from there. Talk with them trees again. I went around the other day. Sorry about that. Yeah, I went around the other day, so maybe I'll go the opposite direction. So I came up from that side. Like I walked a certain way. Oh, my bad. Colpe, hello, how you doing? Luca, thank you for being here. Luca loves art. Appreciate you dropping in, man. Catching a real time, especially those dropping in on the playback. Checking out what it's about, man. That's life, man. Life gets a little heavy. It's like that sometimes. It's a little heavier. Gravity starts feeling a little different. It's never that serious, but it's just the gravity itself is pushing against my personal circumstances right now, personal situation. That's all it is. And I'm feeling it. But it's all about readjusting. You know what I'm saying? Hi. Hey, how you doing, Kingston? Luca, what's up? Chris Epina. Am I saying that right? Chris Epina. Thank you for being there, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate it. All the love. Everything helps, man. Everything is worth something. My bad. I got the light. Should have switched around. You're going to see me doing these all day, man. As much as I can. Whatever I can do, you're going to see me do it all day. All day, every day. You just tap in like this. Just like that every day. As much as I can, bro. You hear me? So, yeah. Let's get to moving. Let's get moving. There we go. 4 minutes. Let's get moving. Yeah, man. Nah, I started feeling that shit a bit, I'll go on live every day, man. Whatever basic emotion or new form of knowledge comes across my mind or comes across my personal, whatever, I'll sit there and just chat about it. Sometimes I just do a random live chat, midday, afternoon, morning, evening, I just hear live chats, whatever, Chris. So it doesn't matter what time of day it is. If, I feel the need, I'm going to just go ahead and chop it up. Get to singing something, whatever's on my mind, whatever, comes across, whatever just coming across my mind, I'll tap in like that, So I just walk around. Like if I'm not, I was at the library doing the Monster Hunter live stream. Just playing games off the Steam. I don't got no mic set up. I might do all that later. Might have to call my friend and, see if we can hook that up. But even then, I'm not too worried about it. So we'll see, man. Because the thing is, I'm in the library. It gets loud every now and again, you know. But right now, I'm just walking around. Just walking around. It's cold. I don't know. My body's cold, but it's like it's warm right now. Oh, let's see more of that. Man, yeah, we tap back in. Damn, go down an extra block and then just with the left. No, it's actually windy though. As bright as it is, bro. As bright as it is, and it's kind of warm. Like if I stick around the sun, I know it's gonna warm up in the 60s. But the wind is blowing, so it's cold right now. I was also sitting down for a while. I was sitting down for a while, man. I'm really contemplating if I should just take that box of tea. I need it, but you know, I'd be thinking about that. I've been thinking about a lot of these, you know, so-called decisions and actions and whatnot. You know, they always say when you know better, you do better. But a lot of times, man, I've been thinking like, I don't think a lot of people get to see the rewards of life or get to, you know, reward themselves in this lifetime. So you gotta take care of yourself as much as possible. I remember, when, you know, when I quit my job, my coworker, he's a Navy dude from the Navy, and he was telling me too. He was saying the same thing. He was like, one thing I know is like, ain't nobody gonna take care of you but you. So you gotta, you know, if you find the time to do something for yourself, you better do it. He said he learned that the hard way, just being in the Navy. He's also from Chicago, so he grew up a certain way. So he said, you know, back to back, I'm just learning it like that, just growing up. So just take care of your shit all the time. Always take care of your shit. Always take care of you. You know what I'm saying? However that look, however that sound, take care of it. Make it happen. You feel me? Make that happen. I got no reason to hit the stores, but I feel like I need to. It's just one of those pastimes. You know what I'm saying? And what do I do? Cash out. You know, I'm up what 800, so cash out another 900 out of the stocks when that shit starts to, you know, not necessarily go back up, but when it starts to push up a little bit more, and just pay it off like that. Paying myself over time, you know, trying to just stay unemployed and active. But it's like, is this the way? That's where the gravity comes in. You understand? That's where the weight and the pressure starts coming in. Am I doing things the right way? Am I doing it correctly? Just oversaturating. You know what I'm saying? Because in the cost of oversaturating it, because I can utilize my time, you know, it comes at a cost, right? Cost of health, and also comes at a cost of, you know, brain power. Are you running out of shit? What's wrong with once a week, man? Some of the best people doing it once a week, but I'm not on that time. You understand? It goes back to hustling, man. That's like goes back to that shit. It goes back to the hustle. There's a moment in time when you have the moment where you can sit there and be like, "Yep, I just need to do one little." You know, everybody pull up on this day. We hit them with the thing, and then we chill for a second. We just wait, monitor our time and our situation. But before you get there, you know, you busting your ass every day. You're just getting it every day. You're just staying in motion every day, and that's kind of where I'm at. But again, these are different art forms. These are different practices nonetheless. So I have to ask myself, like, am I doing things correctly? It's a whole new battlefield, and I'm approaching it, you know, from a manner of past hustles. You know what I mean? So that gravity is different. Like I said, man, you hit me with the 0-0. That's all I need to know. Because this is gems for the people that deserve to hear it, man. Those that see it, those that find it, those that deserve it. That's for them. Like I said, I've been out here with the elements, like I'm homeless or some shit. It's coming at a cost. Like, you know, it's warm right now. Body's cold though. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? Body is cold right now. It's as warm as it is. It's only gonna get warmer. It's supposed to be a little warmer, more midday, more mid afternoon. You know, pre-afternoon type shit. Should have been the brunch live chat. That's what I should have named it. I might just delete the whole midday word and just put live chat, something like that. I don't know. I'm overthinking. Nonetheless, I'm thinking. You know, I might get it over there. I gotta get it over there. You get the shade, man. Ooh, I need some warmth. I need more warmth. Like I said, that's the time I'm on, man. Just I'm equating current situations to past ones. That's all it is. I don't know if that's right or wrong. You understand? You got a time of day and you got something, go out there and serve it up. Give it to the public. Put it out there, man. Put yourself out there. Just be out there. And I'm out here in my spots, man. And it's interesting because I feel like the phone knows. I feel like the phone knows, and it's like, yeah, you're over here with the same little situation, but you're not where you used to be, location wise. Like you know, I'm in these back streets. So that lets me know I should probably just go to the store. I'm gonna go to the store. I don't really need to though, so I might just go straight to the. I'm telling you, bro, I'm going straight to the park. So I'm gonna go straight to the park, and then from there, post up and do it again, man. Live it up, you know. That is, man. Dolo banter, man. Dolo banter. Yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a big old tree. That's one thing, man. If I ever do move, that's one thing I miss is all the amount of vegetation and basically forestry that I live amongst, man. All the nature around me. That's one thing I don't take for granted, man. Started tapping in with it, and you connect with the birds and the squirrels and whatnot. Let's go. Start connecting with the trees and all that. Crazy, right? It's just you take it for like you go to places like New York City. It's so much buildings. It's more concrete and metal and glass. It's more of that than it is trees. It's just what I mean. And trees and leaves and branches. It's like there's so much more just building structure and just concrete jungle, so they call it. It's so much more of that you miss home. And I'm from here, so it's like you just miss this kind of a feeling. See, this is what I'm saying here. Look at this pink blossoms right here. You know what I'm saying? Right across the street, you got some more, and it's shit like that, man. Cherry blossoms, whatever. Cherry blossoms on the trees, shit like that. Like, come on. Not too many other places in the country you'll get that. Certain select areas will have that, but definitely here because of especially because of you got to remember the other aspect that was a thing up here, and it was some fake ass apologetic type of shit as like the little Japanese internment camps. So because there was such a population that was already here, it was like some apology shit, and then this was given to the citizens, and even like certain places were given to certain citizens. You know what I'm saying? Certain retirement homes were given to Japanese elders in this area because so many people were actually like their families were already here, and they were like, "Hey, these guys might be spies. We got to lock them all up." They just, treated them a certain way, but I never seen any groups of white people go through something like that, bro. Maybe some of the Jewish people, but a lot of times they don't consider themselves white, which I understand. But I'm like, come on now, I get it. You ain't gotta be, but you gotta understand the privilege you get from that. I don't know, bro. That's a whole nother conversation. Y'all don't even want to have the deeper one. I can't even get my thoughts straight right now. You know why? Because it's the weight, bro. It's the gravity. I'm telling you, it got me in a bind. Got me a little messed up. So there. I'm not talking about the actual one. I'm just talking about personally. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like I gotta just keep going. I gotta keep going forward. Gotta keep on creating at this point. Because it's like, I don't know, man. You start feeling the weight and the pressure. You don't want to cave in and lay down. You want to go. You don't want to go home and lay down. And even if I did, I would get tempted to pick up the GameCube controller. You know what I mean? And start doing the what do you call it? Start doing the fire red stuff. So I might do that anyway, just to lay low and let the body rest. There you go. Got the Ukraine joint right there. Got the heart right there. Lomachenko, Vasily Lomachenko. You know, Alexander Usyk. Shit like that. That's all. That's my only reference, really. And the Klitschko brothers, man. Natalia and Vladimir. You know, I'll be forgetting every time, when they see the W is pronounced like a V or something. I'll be forgetting about that. Forgetting. But like I said, I'm trying to clear the body out, so it's gonna go through some quick changes in a second. I might try to hit that 24-hour fast. You know, I might try to hit that in the meantime right now. So that's what it's looking like, man. Just stay locked in for the next couple of days. Stomach's gonna be rumbling and be all tired and shit. You know, after my haircut tomorrow, I'm gonna wash up. Get outside and just coast and just chill for a little bit. Stay on top of things. Stay doing my thing. And I grizzle. On my grizzle, bro. It is. Here go that little coffee shop. I always be you know what I'm saying? Y'all see me if y'all ever tapped in before. I've been here certain nights. Just sitting there on the goddamn the chairs and shit. We're gonna close in on it in a second. The one with the red paint. But I used to just be sitting there at night, especially when I do the little midnight joint. But this house looking in the daytime. That pressure is real, man. And I created it. That gravity is real, and I created it. It's me dealing with, my own weight right here. This house looking, this house sounding, this house feeling. Truancy, man, you're gonna tap in with me. You're gonna see the real deal. You're gonna see how I'm really feeling with everything, man. I'm really like, dealing with all this, man. Oh, that's a crazy ass place. All them same people walking end up going in there. But yeah, there's that. You got the food bank going. What's bro on? Yeah, I don't get it. Nah, I thought it was a dude. My bad. Might be. I don't know. Yeah, they got the food bank right there. But this pressure and this gravity, that I'm suffering and dealing with is my own creation, man. My own creation. Got to sit there on it. Pause. Recognize things, man. Recognize and be honest about it. You know what I mean? Once I get past this little James Street section, connection is gonna be a little smoother. So let's check. Hold on. 2 bar. 2 bars better than one. So it is, man. If some of these little manholes or whatever you call them that have the electricity in it, some of them still say Quest. And I know Quest Field. It used to be called Quest Field, and then it became CenturyLink, and then CenturyLink became Lumen Field. So they've been changing. I don't know if the company itself kept renaming itself or getting bought out, but yeah, they changed a lot. And that's based off the football field. Excuse me. Trying to fight back the sneeze. Cash artist, what's good? What's going on, Cash? Thank you for dropping in again. Yeah, I'm trying to go shit all day. I'm gonna do this all day, man. Starting to feel it though. I'm starting to feel the pressure. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if it's my own health right now, so I'm gonna try to do a little quick 24, 48-hour fast and get the body situated for the moment. So we'll see how it is. I was tempted to hit the corner store to get some snacks, but I don't need it. I don't need it. Gotta be a little mentally stronger right now. The constant name change has completely ruined my idea of what the stadium is now after all these years. I think it's like, I don't know if it's the company constantly getting bought out or if it's the company themselves constantly rebranding. You know what I mean? And you got to remember, before that, it was what, the Kingdom? Because the Kingdom housed everything. And Kingdom had baseball and football. And then after the Kingdom was basically before my time, pretty much. I think I was alive, but I don't know. I probably was alive. I was just like a baby, so I wouldn't have remembered anyway. But I went to Key Arena when I was a kid. You know, my elementary gave me tickets to go watch the Sonics play the Blazers at Key Arena. When I was a kid, I was looking at these basketball players. I'm like, these guys are tall as hell. What the fuck? I don't know how people deal with being that tall, man. You got to duck when you walk through the door and shit. Basketball players be hella tall. You got to duck. You got to duck hella low when you get inside your car. You know what I'm saying? Just like your legs be hella long, like you got to like curl up when you sit down. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. People are like 6'7" and shit, just like hella tall. Because the thing is, like, you know, I could be wrong. Everybody's torso is like the same length, damn near, but a lot of it is like a lot of people's height comes from like just the legs. It's just funny to think about. And then arm length kind of is a thing. Arm length becomes a thing too. But yeah, a lot of torsos are the same length. You know, unless you're like 7 foot and shit. That's one other story. But anyway, yeah. So it goes Kingdom, and then you get Questfield. Questfield becomes Century, Century Link, and then Century Link becomes what's that shit? Lumen. And the reason why I remember that is because I owned stock in CenturyLink, CTL. I think it used to be a CTL, and then CTL turned into LMN or LUMN. But you know, it became Lumen, and it just kept changing names. Quest Field, CenturyLink Stadium, CenturyLink Field, Lumen Field. It just kept on changing. So I was like, I don't know if they're getting bought out or what. I don't know if this is a buyout thing or if this is just some you know, name change. Let's keep rebranding. I don't know. I never figured it out, but it is kind of funny. Yeah, Key Arena though. And Safeco Insurance ended up becoming, you know, T-Mobile bought Safeco Insurance Arena or whatever. That's really interesting too. There's a whole lot going on in that aspect. You know, Short Kings Unite. I'd be hearing that. Everybody dropping in, appreciate it, love, appreciation. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it, man. You know, just doing a little mid-afternoon, midday, the real midday chat right here. And prop this phone up right here. There you go. That's a little better. Do this right here. A little better. Got the backpack on her sideways. Backpack off, man. Just chilling at the park. Garbage at. There it is. Yeah, we're chilling right now. There we go. Let me hit y'all with the mute so I can blow my nose, bro. My bad. Like I said, allergies really kicked in right now. It's that time of the year for real. But yeah, I gotta tap back in with the elements. That's why you see me outside just walking around and all that. You know, I got the mic attached, so even though I'm walking off, you can still hear me. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. It's like literally the whole week and then last week too. I'm just walking around trying to get in as much, you know, what I'm saying, as much sunlight as possible. Trying to get as much sunlight and all this stuff, and yeah, man. I don't know. That shit hit me. I was like, God damn, trying to get as much oxygen and sunlight and hit me with the goddamn allergies. This is crazy. At least you're not having random bloody noses. Man, that would be crazy. I heard some people like that. Are you one of those? Like, why is that a thing? Pele, what's going on? What's up, Pele? Thank you for dropping in, Pele. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. What time is it there, man? I know you're like 8 hours ahead. Let me do the quick math. It's like 10 o'clock. It's like 10 at night. I think it's like 10 at night over there. Yeah, man, we're doing all right. You know how it is. It's nice outside. If it's nice outside, you'll see me outside. There's some nights out there, I'm out there. That's what I'm trying to do, man. Everybody dropping in the chat. Appreciate it. Love and appreciation. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I love you. Love y'all, man. Appreciation right there, man. All I'm doing every day is just got some gratitude. All I got is some gratitude. That's all I got to my name right now. Ain't got no income. All I got is gratitude. Now, I got some income though. I'm lying to myself. My doctor says it's because I'm super dry. Damn, sometimes I instantly get a bloody nose as soon as water hits my head in the shower. Actually, I think I went through that as a kid, but you might want to think about your sodium intake and sugar intake. I was gonna say, yeah, the drinking water thing is interesting too, because the other part I found out because I used to chug hella water, and somebody said if you over chug water, you can dilute your actual natural sodium inside your body. I guess some scientific shit. I don't even fucking know, but I definitely got eczema and some dryness on my mom's side. Um, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. It just is what it is. But I don't know if I've ever had the bloody nose stuff. But you might just have to go into an environment that's like more humid, if that makes sense. Like whether it's humid or just like have some moisture. Like we have moisture here, but we have such year round. It's more cold than it is hot, more cold than it is warm. But yeah, eat more wasabi shrimp chips. You know what? The wasabi shrimp chips be hitting though. Oh no, god damn, my nose is stuffy. But yeah, wasabi shrimp chips. God damn it, that should be clearing out my nose though. I might have to go home and eat some spicy shit. I might have to just straight up eat a cayenne pepper type shit. You know what I'm saying? Just get some hot shit flowing. That's what I'm needing. What did I miss? Facts, facts, facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I just need to get my body right now. Never mind. I told myself that I'm gonna do this little water fast. I'm gonna aim for 72 hours, but we'll see because I'm trying to do the math. If I make it to tomorrow, 8 in the morning, which is Thursday, if I make it tomorrow, that is 24. If I make it to Friday morning, that's 48. So I just need to make it to 48. It's 10:40 p.m. Yeah, I remember now because you're like 8 hours ahead. Everybody dropping in, coming in and out the chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Love and appreciation. Thank you for being here. Yeah, man. A lot of people probably read the goddamn title and was confused a bit. My bad. I'm doing metaphors at her, man. I'm just spitting metaphors. That's it. Feeling a little bit of pressure in my life right now, a little bit of heaviness, a little bit of weight. That's all it is. It's of my own creation, man. It's my own. I put these responsibilities on my own head and my own shoulders, and I'm just feeling it out here. Good luck with that, Chief. 18 hours left. Yeah, I lost track. I just know I ate around 8 or 9, so I'll say 9 to be safe, but like 8 or 9. But we'll see, man. Because Friday I might walk around SoccerCon, because that's the first day technically. I might walk around and just do some filming, but we'll see if I'll still be hungry or if I still want to eat that day. Because the thing is, I have a feeling if I walk around SoccerCon, I'm gonna see some snacks and shit. But everyone says when you hit that 72-hour mark, that's when the magic begins. At the full 3 day fasting is really when that's really what it is. So we'll see, man. It helps me save money a little bit too, man. I just been chugging water. I gotta redo the filter at my house. I gotta these extra Brita water filters. So I need to swap some stuff out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's like literally as soon as telling you, man. Hey, God is weird, man. That shit, the God in the universe is really weird because I was feeling a way about my work ethic and everything, and then everybody's popping up on me right now, showing love. So I appreciate it. Everyone in the chat is love and appreciation. Thank you for being here, man. That number is fluctuating up and down. I like that, man. It's been double digits for a minute now. Me and my dog did agility competition. Ooh, against 25 people, and you came second. Yo, that's crazy. So you like run side by side. You guys are doing like the what do you call that? The obstacle course kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Also, you know what it is? The park and stuff got good vibes out here, man. So I need to be out here. Every time I'm out here, I got some good people be finding me, man. 3 bars in the shit. I got 3, 4 bars when I'm sitting here in the middle of the park, out in the sunlight, in front of everything, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, so you ran side by side with the dog. That's what's up. That's tight, Pele. If you don't know, his real name is JJ, but the dog's name is Pele. If I remember correctly, I believe that's what he said. Is there a fountain, dog? There ain't no fountain here. Nah, it's over there. It's like a little water fountain. I might go over there and get some water, honestly. I don't know if I might go over there in like a little bit. Don't feel like I'm dying, but I don't know. Yeah, man. That's it, man. It's just some metaphorical shit, though. That's where my life is at right now, Feeling a little bit of weight and pressure. I'm over here just worrying about numbers. Just numbers. I'm looking at it, bro. I'm just like, damn, I need that number. I need this thing. I'm trying to hit these marks. I'm just over here overthinking things. And then, I woke up in the morning and I was down 5, like I said in the beginning. Say I was 9:41 yesterday. 936, 935 today, and I'm like, damn, what did I do wrong? I gotta keep pushing. I gotta go harder. It might be based off a certain day of the week, and even then, I just gotta keep pushing it, keep grinding. Because the thing is, when I start feeling that weight and pressure, start feeling that gravity, and things start to get a little more difficult, harder to breathe, whatever, you know, when it starts getting like that, you gotta fight back. You can't just lay down. And that's how I was saying. If I lay down, if I go home and lay down, either I'm gonna pass out and just feel bad about myself, but I also might just end up getting motivated and start filming that Fire Red. Pick up the GameCube controller, start playing some Pokemon Fire Red. You never know. So that's why I said that's the whole situation. What I'm talking about right now, with all this pressure and this gravity, I'm just feeling it like it matters, man. But right now, I'm just tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Tapping back in with the nature and everything around me. You know what I'm saying? Let the ley lines do its thing and let it do its business, whatever it is, man. A lot of people came in and out the chat. It's love and appreciation right there. All I can do is be grateful. All I can do is be grateful, man. That's all that can happen. You know what I'm saying? Coming up, numbers going up and down, but it is what it is. It's just numbers, man. It's just numbers. It's crazy. So yeah, I don't know who putting the word out. Somebody hit the SOS signal. That's a Monster Hunter reference right there. Somebody hit the SOS flare. That's probably what's happening right now. That's crazy, right? Spirit and the soul is something else, ain't it? Spirit and the soul is something else, man. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday afternoon, man. Let's see what's going on tonight. Tonight is gonna be a lot of people doing lives tonight. Gonna be a handful of people. I was tapping in Cash Artists. Cash Artists, you see them in the live chat. You see them talking with me. Cash Artists, KSHARTIST. If you're here from the playback, man, go ahead and hit the live chat. You'll see what it was. You'll see what it is. Go follow them on YouTube. That's the videos on demand VODs joints. And then follow them on Twitch. Go follow them on Twitch too. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was watching them on Twitch last night. I was also on Twitch checking in with my guy Solarian. I'm waiting for that hoodie. If I get that hoodie by Saturday or Sunday, I might be rocking it Sunday. Show up on Sunday, rocking it at the soccer con, promoting or whatever. Just being me, just doing whatever, on that time. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was tapped into two people last night, and that's Solarian's schedule is Monday and Tuesday. I think he does Saturday too. And then Amanda, she might be lingering around somewhere. She was doing a couple days on Mondays and Tuesdays, excuse me, and uh, sometimes, but their main schedule isn't those days. But I'll check in with them. So I'll probably see them Wednesday night. I'll probably see them tonight. So I got different people I check in with at night. And then I check in with the ASMR channels before I go to sleep type shit. By the way, you can join your Discord server since Cyber gifted you a sub. Oh, really? You might have to message me with that. Yeah, message or send it to me. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, remind me on that. Yeah, man. It's funny. I've been paying attention. I realize how many Discord servers I'm in. I know some people that are into more than me, but I'm just looking at it like, damn, I'm in hella random servers that I don't even talk and communicate with anymore, or like just in them, which is funny. Connect the Discord account with Twitch, and you should see an invite on there. Oh, I see. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check that out. Yeah, I gotta remember. I remember my cousin put me in his Discord too. I didn't know what was going on. There's a lot going on in there. You know, a whole lot going on. And that was the first time I made Discord too. It was like the first time I made it. Let me check some real quick. Hold on. Are we good? Just making sure. I had to double check some background connectivity stuff. Make sure that was all good and situated, man. You know, mine mainly exists to provide emotes for my subs. Oh yeah, that's funny. That's good. That's good though. Yeah, Discord emotes are nice. I pretty much have what is it? I have Nitro until the 20 something 20. I forget what day that is. 22nd. 22nd, something like that. I forget. There's a day of the week that my Nitro runs out. I forget which one it is. Yeah, man. Crazy, man. We'll miss you, Nitro. Yeah. Nitro has its perks. I mean, my main thing with Nitro, Discord Nitro, is that any clip, like any Beyblade clip that's over 30 seconds, I can like upload without any hesitation. You know what I mean? Because it's just like the 720 or was it 1280 or whatever, the little, I don't know what the word is, the quality of the video, because it's, it has such a high data. You know what I mean? It has such a high data. It's like hard to upload everything. So I think about that a lot. You know what I'm saying? I think about that a lot. I remember when I didn't have Nitro, I was trying to upload all these clips. When I was first recording stuff at like the Beyblade events, bro, I was doing like full matches, and then I realized, I was like, bro, like, yeah, you need Nitro to do like higher or whatever. And I'm like, damn, I don't know. I just paid the $8, whatever, $8, $9, whatever, paid for it just to do like a whole bunch of clips at a time. But yeah, one of these days you should pop in when I do your art streams. That's the kind of stuff when I yap the entire time like you. All right, nice, nice. Last art stream, I told a funny Yu-Gi-Oh story. Nice. You're tired, Pele? All right, man, get some rest, man. It's nighttime over there. You gotta get some rest, dude. Gotta get some rest. There's some people that were in the chat that were from Dubai and Myanmar, so it was already night for them in the morning. But yeah, I thought about, because that's the thing. I bought a new mount, and like it's basically the same mount that I already have, but I wanted to prop it next to my desk so that, around, like if I'm up late at night, I could just draw and just like prop it up, put it overhead. If I get get my hotspot or whatever, I'll put it overhead, and I'll just draw myself. I don't know if I'll talk though. I might play some background music. I'm not too worried about monetization and stuff. I'll just play it just to get the little view count up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I don't even monetize anyway, but yeah, I'm thinking about it. Got some peanuts up in here. What y'all doing? That's crazy. But yeah, get some rest, Pele. I had some over there. I had people from Dubai, India, and then like some other people. I forget where they're from. Myanmar was the lady or the whatever. I don't know if they're a lady, but someone in the last chat early in the morning. But it's mainly that side of the globe, I want to do R1 too. I just want to doodle. Like I don't really have nothing in mind. I just want to doodle stuff. People ask for requests. I'm like, bro, I'm kind of an abstract drawer, so I don't really know. Hold on though. There's a way of separating, my bad, music with mic audio when recording. That's how oh my bad. That's how I get all my art stream VODs to show, but absolutely no. Oh yeah, yeah. Requests, ask for money. You know what's crazy is like, so I really only need to hit 3,000. Like if we're being honest, I only have to hit 3,000 hours, but I want to get to 4,000, so that way the ad revenue shows up, and hopefully I get to choose my ads, right? The reason why I say that is because when I unlocked it at 3,000, what I unlock at 3,000 is people can just like send super chats. So it's like I got to put work in every day, so people can just super chat me if they feel like it, and I'll just But the problem with the super chat that people don't realize is that YouTube takes a fraction of it, because I'm in some channels where people say yeah, you can send me a super chat, but for every 5 that you send me, I might only get $2 or $1 because of the fees. So YouTube makes a lot more money off super chats than the actual person creating the live stream does. So that's why I put my Cash App in there, and I told Jax, shout out to Jax, I think he's back, but Jax Kit, I said just put your Cash App link in your links for your YouTube, and that way people can just donate to you directly. Because all the people I know, my friends that live stream and they get super chats, they're like, listen, you can super chat me, I love it and I appreciate it, but just know that it's easier if you just send me the money directly on Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. And I'm like, that's crazy to think about. But yeah, man, that's why I put my links there. So I need to figure out how to get the link for my PayPal account. My Venmo's goofy right now. I got a goofy ass Venmo account. I was trying to buy some snacks at work back when I was working, and it just wasn't going through. I was sad about that shit. I really don't like thinking about work, because when I think about it, I think about certain people I need to bust their head open. I'm like, bro, I'll really smack the shit out of somebody, but like that's why I left. Cause I was like, bro, I can't have no lawsuits or nothing like that. I literally had 3 signs to not hurt nobody and get no lawsuits, and that's why I quit my job. Because I was like, you know what? It's literally 3. It's 2 of my friends telling me, and then some tarot card readings that basically lined up with what was going on in my life. And I was like, you know what, bro? Fuck it. I guess I'm quitting. And I had to let my regional managers know. I was like, yeah, bro, I'm really gonna bust someone's head, so I gotta go. Like, we got resources to help you. I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go. Like, trust me, I just need to go. So I just been doing YouTube since, bro. I just been on here since. Yeah, that's how they work. I have a donation link on my streams too. If you scroll through your about page, yeah, I heard that was better. I heard that was smarter to like do it that way, because that way, it's just like fees and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The tarot cards. The problem is this: there's like so many tarot card channels. There's one lady I found, and I feel like a lot of people are copying her, but she's been locked in, man. And like I've been locked in with her. She actually like randomly did some free cards for me, and I was like, this kind of speaks to me, so I kind of hear where she's coming from. There's a bit of spirituality there. So I've never paid for it, right? So he just kind of did it for me, but it kind of spoke to my current situation. And then there was one current day I just showed up in her live in the middle. Shout out to Amanda. She might pop in the chat right here, but I remember just she said something about General Collective. I always shout her out because what she did for me that day was like the pivot point of me quitting my job. Like I knew it was a sign. It was a sign. Literally like that week, I'm on the phone with my friend telling him my situation and all the anger I'm feeling. My friend's like, yeah, don't whoop nobody's ass. You don't want no lawsuits. If you want to fight anyone, go to the gym and spar someone. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Later that week, I'm still feeling angry. I talked to my other friend. She got fired from the same job place I was working at. She's talking to me on the phone. She's like, I don't blame you for wanting to whip these people's ass. If anything, they deserve it. But you don't want no lawsuits. So then I was like, okay, that's the second person telling me about lawsuits. I'm like, okay, fair enough. You're right. Because I feel like I need to express myself and just, stop talking and just whoop someone's ass. Literally later that week, I pop in Amanda's live stream, and we're just hanging out talking. She mentions the word General Collective. I'm like, I type in the chat. I was like, what's General Collective mean? She's like, well, General Collective just means like, I'm just drawing, I'm just shuffling the deck, drawing cards, whatever cards fall out, whatever things pertain to us may be represented in this general collective, because it's the general collective of all of us in this live chat that is kind of affecting the energy of the deck and the cards being drawn. So it might relate to you, it might just relate to someone else in the chat, but for now we're just doing this for tonight. And then you can pay, like she has a thing where it's like you can pay her and then she'll do your own personal readings, just give her the information, talk with her, she'll connect with you, etc. All that. But that's her live stream. That's what she does for like 7-8 hours. That's her business right there. So I told her, I was like, okay, I'm gonna rewind all the way back to the beginning and listen to the general collective, and I'm gonna see if it relates. Bruh, I can't make this up. Literally, as I'm listening to it, by the time we got to the fourth card, they had these like Libra scale kind of joints. What's going on, Ty? They had these Libra scale kind of joints, and it was like, yeah, this kind of deals with like good and bad karma. So any choices you make right now are gonna come back to you, good or bad, depending on what you choose. But also, you got to be careful because this might also relate to people in lawsuits. So that's like the third time I heard fucking lawsuits. I'm like, bro, ain't no fucking coincidence with this shit. It's the third time I'm hearing that shit. So that let me know, I was like, yeah, I really got to quit because I'm going to have some shit on my hand that I don't need right now. You know what I mean? And as she kept on going through the whole general collective, like I related to about 90% of it. I think the other 10% I didn't relate to was some more future stuff that I just don't understand and probably just won't happen yet. It just hasn't happened yet, I should say. But welcome back, Ty. We're just talking about we're talking about everything, man. We're talking about everything right now. Shit, we're talking about everything. But yeah, it's funny because I used to feel a certain way about tarot cards, or not tarot cards, excuse me, psychics. I'll say psychics specifically because I had an ex that would tell me, she used to say, "Oh yeah, you know how I know you're cheating? Because my psychic told me." I was like, "Well, who the fuck is this psychic telling you this shit?" Because I never cheated, and if I have, I would always tell the truth that I have cheated. It was the funniest shit, and we had these stupid arguments about it. I was like, "Yeah, you're dumb. Like, if you want to listen to your psychic, you go ahead and spend money with her." I asked her one time, I was like, "What's the most you spend on a psychic reading?" She said, "I spent $800." I was like, listen, with your luck and the fact that your psychics are lying about me, you're probably very used to spending $800 on people that lie to you. And like, I just left it at that. I was like, you don't have to believe me, but I'm just telling you my personal thing. But I felt really bad for her at that point. I was like, I know some decent people that are tapped in, whether that be spirit or some other shit, spirit guide type shit, that get you a way better reading. You know what I'm saying? Than this person that's lying to you, talking about you getting cheated on. I was like, you might be talking about, your real husband or whoever the fuck you got in your life. But that was like, that girl's crazy. That girl's crazy, but I still kick it with her. That's what's wild. So I can't really talk. You know, she's crazy, but I still kick it with her. You know what I'm saying? Not when she's crazy. Not when she's acting crazy though. I'll say that much. That's the funny part. But yeah, man, people just don't know how to deal with their shit, and then they put that on you, and I might have to serve them up. And I'm like, you know what, man? I've been doing good my whole life up to this point, keeping my hands on myself. Why am I gonna start now? Because some square who feel away, you know, some square who feels away wants to perpetuate or whatever, man. That's the other part. That's the other aspect about it. That's the other aspect about it. A lot of people in relationships got to be the wildest people on earth. Uh, but that's the power of love, man. That's, you know, love is like no different than any other emotion. I mean, the people in relationships are just in love, and love got them doing crazy things. It activates something, right? But people who are like the lowest form of sadness, or people who are in the lowest form of fear, are just as wild. Like they're just as crazy when you think about it. You know, those are all like valid emotions. Anger is the only emotion that's like not. It's not really. You know, if you think about the root of anger, I say this all the time. The root of anger really comes from like, okay, I'm really sad about something, but instead of feeling sad, I'm just gonna be angry instead. Like there's no really root to anger. Like you know what I mean? Like there's actual pure roots to depression and anxiety. You know what I mean? Being in fear or being sad. There's like real deep roots in that. But the anger is just more of the mask. Like I'd rather be angry than actually really feel sad. I'd rather be angry than tell the truth that I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? So people just turn that anger on. Because like when you're in fights and you're angry, you know, a lot of times like you're anxious, like whether you're gonna win or not, or whether you'll survive or whatever. You might get your ass. You're just a little anxious. You're scared, right? But then you just stay angry because it's easier, and then you just heighten up your emotions. But love is like a very pure one, so it makes people a little wild. But you know, love does not mix well with the mental, because you know, love is just like it's you know, it's I don't know how to explain it. Like you're not really supposed to explain it. Basically, your sister found her boyfriend was watching porn. Wait, your sister found her boyfriend was watching porn and lied to your sister. So your boyfriend, wait, what? Your sister's boyfriend lied to your sister about watching porn? I'm lost here, man. I'm a little lost here. I mean, part of me is just like, why didn't he just tell the truth? I guess. I don't know. Like, why didn't he just tell the truth? I don't know. It's not that serious. If you watch it, you watch it. If you rely on it, that's a different thing. Excuse me. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Might as well just tell the truth. Did your sister not like people who watch porn? Is that what it is? Yeah, man. That's all it is, man. It's just like emotions. Emotions will drive the human. You know, you've been meeting people who don't really, like, they're not really emotionally available, and like they're not that driven. But even people who are emotionally not, excuse me, that are not emotionally available and they're not that driven, they still get things done. And then because it's like more of a neutral energy or like a neutrality kind of thing with them, it invites stuff. Does that make sense? You feel like in a relationship that is unnecessary. What, watching porn? I mean, what if both couples watch porn? My bad for blowing my nose like that. I don't know. I mean, if that's their thing, like if you're in a relationship and they both do it, I mean, that's their thing. But if you're doing something and you're hiding it from your partner, that's a whole other conversation. You know what I mean? That's kind of a whole other conversation. Like, should not happen. I mean, I don't know. It's that's the thing is like it's available. You know, that's the issue. Is like if it wasn't available, then maybe your sister doesn't. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't need to know all that. But what I'm saying is like, if that's what they do, then that's what they do. That's why like I think it's just I think my only thing like at the root of it is like why didn't he just tell the truth? I guess should have just told the truth. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he should have just told the truth. That's all. If it seems like a lingering problem, then you know whatever they got to handle that between themselves. But yeah, kind of depends on what people define as porn, as it's oh I'm not sure that word if it's by definition, but that's not a conversation for YouTube. I mean, yeah, but even then, it's like yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, there's some couples that do that like watch it together. Purist, there you go, purist definition. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Yeah, it's like a thing. I remember when I was with my girlfriend. Well, she's my ex now, but like we would just watch. Like I would just show her shit sometimes, but I don't think we'd watch it together like that. But again, it's as long as it's agreed upon. I guess that is the main thing. The root of it is just the honesty. That's just all I'm thinking about. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's porn or if it's like I'll give an example. I have a friend, him and his wife, they whenever they're on a diet, they're on a diet together. So if they ever break that, as long as they're telling each other the truth, that's important, you know. So they've been keeping each other accountable and solid, and the results show, which is pretty cool. But yeah, facts. It's not about whether it's porn or not, but the whole hiding it from your significant other is kind of yeah, it's pretty whack. Oh yeah, Ty, you did the map testing, man. I forgot about that. You scored well. You got your score already. How'd you get the score so early? Yeah, just the honesty, really. That's the tricky part, man. You know, 224. I don't know if that's good or bad. You got to break that down for me. Purist. No, you're good. I caught it. You said purist definition. Yeah, I caught that. But yeah, it's a little interesting. Like the honesty part is really interesting because this is why it's funny, because let's say I get an example. I know a dude. I know a dude who he's from a crazy family. Like his family's kind of like, I don't want to say a crime family, but like they were in the streets, right? And it's like when shit goes down, you don't talk about that shit. Whatever's going on, you just don't talk about it. What happened in the streets stays in the streets, shit like that. There's some guys that when they get in a relationship, they can't wait to pillow talk with their girl, like, oh yeah, I was out here doing this, doing the third. They try to, build themselves up to be some other people, whatever. This particular friend, because he's from this crazy ass street family, he's really solid. He don't be telling on himself and shit. But again, him not telling these truths isn't necessarily him lying. It's just that it's not something that's really brought up or for him to be honest about. So like the highest form of it is him to stay away from family to some degree, because it's like a lot of times there's these weird kind of like energies and small talks that happen in rooms, and she doesn't understand what's going on. So she feels like she's being, like when he's in a relationship with certain girls, they be feeling like they're being lied to, but it's like no, he's just handling business. They just don't understand it. So there's like levels of it. Does that make sense? That's like a high level where it's like it deals with legality shit. What I'm saying is like sometimes people have like friendships where like certain things between certain friends, like you might have had a friend who says something crazy like, hey man, I'm suicidal, but please keep this between you and me. So whenever you guys are like, whenever your friend's third wheeling, that dude might be it might feel, your girl might like, what's wrong with you guys? Why does it seem like there's like a side conversation, or like, there's a immediate concern that I don't seem to know about, because you want to be solid enough to not tell your girl about his situation or whatever. So a lot of times like that stuff kind of it rubs relationships the wrong way. I think that's why most people always try to chase for someone to be like their best friend in a relationship. Like, well, I'm dating my best friend, I married my best friend. Like, I understand that feeling, but it's really interesting when you start catching people that you know, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just one of the things that kind of linger. Um, the uh, the point I'm making is like, what was I trying to say? I lost my train of thought for a second. The part of the point I'm making is like, when you're in those relationships too, like, people start to realize like how much they value either whether it's a friend or like a family member or a circumstance more. You know what I mean? So it's like then people are technically not telling their partners the truth, but it's just like it's just not important to them compared. It's just not important to them in relation to the relationship, if that makes sense. But then it's still that lingering thing. Does that make sense? So it's like how do with that being said, like I guess my advice to any young person that's having to go through shit or like it's still kind of coming up in life is like try your best to like stay away from things that like have to stay under wraps. You know what I mean? That's why you see me doing shit like this, where it's like it's all out in the open. It's all public information. It's just me being me publicly. You know what I mean? There's nothing else around it. There's nothing about it. It's like, what were you doing today? You can look up the time of day. I was probably doing something on live. I was probably just doing this. I probably was sitting somewhere playing a video game. If the video got uploaded, you'll see me doing this. That's the whole point. Is just like living in that honesty and having the receipts to back it and show it. That's just my thing. But it's just crazy because a lot of people's past lives, based off of the way they grew up or what they're used to being around, it's really interesting how that's a thing, man. It's not lying though. It's not lying, if that makes sense. It's just the truth withheld, if anything, and that's a different thing. You know what I mean? That's a whole deeper conversation. It's a truth withheld. It's not lying to someone. Lying is like intentional and like intention keeping something away. But like people are still intentionally keeping away these legality and criminal issues that have nothing to do with the relationship. But at the same time, you're just withholding a truth that like don't concern themselves with it. It's not no one's business. You see what I'm trying to say? There's like scales to it. There's like higher scales and smaller scales. So um, I don't know. I'm not trying to like be on the end of lying, but a lot of things don't need to be spoken about. Doesn't mean you're lying though. But a lot of things don't need to be spoken about. People don't tell the truth all the time. Does that make sense? People aren't truthful 24/7. There aren't too many people. Some people that are truthful 24/7 are either like on the autistic spectrum or they're just kind of very shameless. Some people are very shameless, not in a bad way. They just are. But it's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. The concept of lying really relates to truth more than anything. It just comes down to truth for me. You know what I mean? Also, being overly truthful, man, is really interesting because like being overly truthful is also like, you know, overly truthful is also being a hurtful person. You have to think about that too. So that's why, like, I'm not saying I always pledge silence, but I just know, like, I just there's some days where I just don't talk. That's why you always see me just say motivational and uplifting shit because I'm like, at least that way I'm not like hitting people with the truth all the time and hurting their feelings. But you know how that goes. My bad. It's all about telling people up front ASAP. When people ask what I draw, I usually tell them immediately what it is, unless it's in, excuse me, unless it's in a professional environment, like or yeah, understand. But that's what I'm saying is like, you know, and you got to consider that with everyone. Like, no one really tells the complete truth and the whole truth. But over time, you start to realize there's certain people that just always tell the complete truth all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's really interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. And if you are watching it, you should not be in a relationship. So I mean, at this point, I think you're the only one still thinking about that. But I understand that's your sister, so I get it. I'm not even concerned about that. I mean, really, that's between them. You know, that's between them. And if you know, at this point, it's like you might have to talk to them. I personally don't have any whatever about it. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is to me. You know, that's their business. Hopefully they figure it out. Hopefully he tells her the truth. But I'm not. I don't really know them, so I can't really speak on that too much. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it is like, you know, I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like there's people that you know, again, there's certain people that are trying to get jobs, and because they're trying to get jobs, they tell the truth in the job interviews, but they don't tell the complete truth. If that makes sense. Some people got criminal records and shit like that. Obviously, you can look that up. But what I'm saying is that like to the extent and like the person that they actually were, like you can be like, oh, you got arrested for this. You know what I mean? So you got arrested for possession, drug possession, and that's you know, drug possession is like different than like actually murdering someone. So let's say someone's trying to get a job and then their only record is drug possession, but in their real actual life they actually murdered someone before. They just never got caught or they never told anyone about it. But then all they've ever gotten caught for legally is drug possession. But it's like, how truthful do you want them to be? Do you want them to be in the interview? It's like, yes, I got caught for drug possession, but I've also murdered people before. I just never got caught for it. Like, no, you don't fucking do that. And that's what I'm saying. That's the highest form and that's the highest extent. But it's like people people haven't went that far in their actual lives. No one's really there's not too many murders. Let's be honest. Maybe, well, actually, hold on. It's not because we never know. There's actually veterans that are like technically murderers, but that's like a legal. That's fucked. That's a legal form of doing it, which is kind of weird. Because it's like overseas too, right? That's a whole nother conversation. Whole nother conversation. But it's like you don't tell that complete truth. You know, because you're trying to get the job. You're trying to get this. So it just comes down to like if you're withholding the truth to take advantage of people or to get under people's skin or to get through them or get by them, you know what I'm saying? Like get close to them type shit. That's when it gets tricky. You understand? So truth doesn't always need to be told. The truth lingers around, bro. It just be there. But it's like the reasons why you're withholding it, you don't want that to linger either. You don't want that to build. That's my main thing with like the truth and lying is like, what do you like? Why are you lying? What are you lying for? Is the question. Are you doing it to get closer to someone? Are you doing it just so you can like constantly have some stuff? Because people will lie about loving someone just to constantly be with them and have someone to have sex with and just fill this void of physicality and what's the word I'm looking for? Intimacy, just intimacy, right? Just to have someone. People will lie about love. Because like I've been in relationships where like I kept telling a girl I loved her, and I really thought I did, but at the same time I was like I'm over here just thinking about other women and shit like that, and the possibility of being with them every time we fight. You know what I'm saying? Like every time I'm fighting with my girl, I'm thinking about damn, I don't know. So it's like, is that really love? I don't know. At the time, I wasn't really sure. I was questioning it, and I was like, I think it's fair to say I loved her in those moments, but I just didn't love the fighting. I think that's fair to say. You know what I mean? I think that's fair. But that's a whole deeper conversation, man. That's a whole deeper conversation, man. Everyone feels a way about it, but and we're speaking about specific people, man. You might have to address the specific people realistically. No shade at all to either of them for who they are or what they are, but yeah, man, that's a very important conversation to have as a family member, as a person in general. Yeah, my bad. That's the thing about truth, man. Truth is a really interesting. people who live in their 100% truth sort of have a righteous life. You know, it's very rare that you run into people like that though. Like the because there's righteous and then there's like righteous of like overtly purpose, like intentionally righteous. There's some people who are just righteous, and there's people who are intentionally like, yeah, I'm trying to be righteous. I need to, but it's like people who are trying to be righteous are trying to get away from the negativity that they once knew. I'm kind of more along those lines, where it's just like there's a negativity that I had normalized or was normal to me. You understand? So um, the righteous is more intentional and purposeful than anything. But there's some people that just like since the beginning of time they've just lived off the land or just worked humbly, and they pray to God or whatever the fuck just they do things on a very whatever however that looks to you, and they do their best not to harm others or offend others. They do their best, um, and it's just normal to them. They have a normal righteousness. It's very rare that you come across people like that, especially in the states. There's too many outlets and there's too many things available to get us distracted and even muddy our minds a bit. Too many of those things. You know what I mean? Too many of those things available. So righteousness, I'm saying like how far does the lie go is the question. That's all I'm trying to say is how far does the lie go? And really like, yeah, things have to be addressed and you got to deal with people. But like, how much does it matter? How far does it go? Things like that. That's what I think about with lies. Excuse me. Not I don't care. I don't even care about lies. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. A lot of people are not 100% truthful. I don't think anyone is, but it's very rare that you run into those 100% truthful people. It's usually like a random farmer in a rural area with no internet. Some shit like that. That's why I look at it at least. Yeah, I thought about that the other day, man. I had a friend that was telling me a story about on the concept of truth. I had a friend tell me a story about these friends that take it. This one of my friends. She's really nice, and she likes helping people out. When people call her, she likes to stay on the phone with them. She stayed on the phone with me, and I've always been very mindful of her time and stuff. But she was saying something about people take advantage of her time, like some of her friends and close friends that she spends time with. Give me a second. Let me do this. All right, hold on. All right, yep, we back, we back, we back. So she was saying like how certain people take advantage of her time and her energy, and she was saying all these things, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting, that's interesting. So she starts like we're hanging out. She's telling me the story about these. It froze a bit. Yeah, I switched windows and I came back real quick. Um, because I had to like hold on. Matter of fact, there we go. Um, he was like telling me this story about these friends. He's like, yeah, I'm really close with them. Sometimes we go out to eat, sometimes we party, but every now and again I realize how much they take advantage of my kindness. I was like, well, damn. And she's like, yeah, it's interesting because I just question how much of friends they actually are to me sometimes if I'm just like here. Like if I wasn't a responsible person, would I be valuable to them? Which is really an interesting thing to think about. Because at that point, it's like people are like that too. With they'll leave the house. People will move out of the house because they want to get away from their parents. But then they look for friends that are kind of like their parents, people that they can lean on. Does that make sense? They want the look and the feeling of living alone and feeling responsible, but they need that person they can lean on so they can get drunk and fucked up or whatever and hear them out and bail them out of shit. So that's what she started to realize. She started to realize that she ended up becoming the parent to these friends, these so-called friends that were still looking for this parent energy, even though they were quick to leave the house, type shit. So that's a whole deeper psychological conversation. But she was borderline telling the truth about how she felt about these so-called friends, and even went as far as to talk shit about them. And I was just listening to it, and I was like, yeah, that sucks, and it hurts me to hear that you're going through that. And then later throughout the day, we're hanging out, and then one of those so-called friends calls. Oh, here they go. And the same energy she had talking shit about those friends, she turned on the niceness and was just dealing with them very nicely. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, it's not a lie, but part of it doesn't feel truthful because I felt like a while ago I just was getting the real truth of how she felt about them. But when it came to actually dealing with them, she didn't have that same energy. Not that she did or didn't need to, but it's just something that I realized that a lot of us do. And again, it's funny because it's reverse, right? A lot of people will feel a way about their parents and like guardians and shit in their life. They're not really sure how to confront the parent and guardian because they've been taking care of them their whole life. And, it's like a whole, like, I want to say stuff to them, but, whoop pop, it's just kind of hard because this person's been responsible for me. Meanwhile, they're saying all this like some people go as far as say some hella heavy shit, and then when they actually in face to face with those same people, they don't really know how to, you know. So it's really interesting in that regard. But that's just my little parallel that I thought about, But that deals with truth, man. It's like, you know, I'm like that with certain cousins. I have certain cousins that like I feel a way about them, and the same energy I had about them, I actually cussed them out to their fucking face. You know what I mean? It doesn't make me real. It doesn't make me the most truthful person. It doesn't mean I'm not a liar. But it's just one of those like, how far do you go? Because again, as they say, the truth hurts, right? Truth hurts, man. Like, do you want to be that person that's hurting people? That's the whole thing. Do you want to be that truthful? Because it kind of hurt her feelings, and part of me was like, I think she deserves to hear this. She needs to hear this, but like, who am I to really say? Yeah, there's always better ways to conduct yourself, sure, but it's really a tricky conversation. I don't know if it's really tricky. It's just understanding that every choice got a consequence type shit. Just understanding that. Yeah, that plane is closed. Damn. And you making me think about how my parents acted after telling me about my whole taxes problem that they inflicted on me earlier this week. Oh no, they hit you with the status ailment. They inflicted you with the status ailment right there. Some sleep and some paralysis in one go, one shot. It was super effective, but nah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you told me about it like a couple of chats ago, yeah. But it's a weird it sits with you a certain way, man. Like, there's a part of me that's like, whenever my parents are like, especially my dad or something, tries to hit me with the truth or like whatever, you know, and he doesn't talk much, but it's just like when he does hit me with it, I sit there and I'm like, it'll hurt, but I got to just kind of take it a certain way. Like, I'm like, all right, man. If anyone's gonna tell me, it should be him. But yeah, they told me I had to do taxes very last minute. Suddenly they got mad at me. Yeah, that sound like parents though, right? That sound like some parents though. That sound like some parent shit. And it'll have you feeling a certain way. You want to tell them that they're whack, but they're right, exactly right. You want to tell them the truth. And see, and here, let me say one thing, right, Cash. Like, I don't want to get deep, but again, there's like levels and degrees of it, right? So like both of my parents, technically, I'll spare you the details unless you want to hear. We can talk about it later in life. But both my parents technically physically abused me. Like I'm not like There's one thing where it's like, okay, your parents are whipping your ass, but it's another thing if they're whipping your ass and then stuffing you in the closet until it's time for lunch or dinner. You know what I'm trying to say? So when I look back at it, it's like psychologically that fucks up a kid. But to sit down and have that conversation with them when they can't even handle that shit, it might actually kill them. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because my dad has a bad heart. It's like, dude has a bad heart. Like, and then in general, for him to hear that emotional thing, to think about how that would have actually affected a kid in the long run and to reflect on it. Because you know how it is. Like, my cousin had a baby, is my niece. She's like 20 some now. But when my parents and like all the other generations of uncles and stuff see the grandkid, they want to treat the kid differently. They want to right their wrongs with the grandkid, because they were treating their kids a certain way. They didn't know that they were lashing out with the work schedule and just the life itself and the grieving of their own parents and shit, and lashing out on the kids and treating them the worst way possible. So to sit there, when you're saying you want to tell them that they're whack, but they're your parents, I understand the feeling, because if I sit there and try to have a heart to heart with my dad about the shit that they put me through and all that shit, it would probably kill his heart. It'd probably fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? I say this all, bro. I got a gay cousin. He's my favorite cousin. Out of all my cousins, he's my favorite. My gay cousin. I grew up with him. He was next door, and we used to talk dog shit about him. We used to clown on him for. This is the 2000s, so we were ignorant. This is 90s and 2000s, so we were ignorant as shit. We used to just fucking say, drop the f bomb and just call him gay and all this crazy shit in the worst way possible. We used to disrespect the shit out of him, and right now he like physically he can't do shit. Like, he's just in a walker in like a wheelchair. And I'm like, I want to have the heart to heart with him and let him know that like I'm sorry about that shit. But at the same time, it's like that'll probably fuck up his brain just hearing that shit. How much it hurts me that I hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in such a bad physical state. So you got to pick your battles. That's what I'm saying. You don't always want to be truthful. I'm not, but it also doesn't mean you're lying. You know the truth. It's just you don't understand why you have to hold it. The truth is a kid. Bro, what's that shit? That astrology sign, the Aquarius? The Aquarius is the water bearer for a reason. The bearing, that's the water bearer. That's what that means. That's what that shit is. That's the equivalent analogy right there, man. You got to be mindful of that shit. So I think about that a lot where I'm like, if you don't tell it to them, it's the weight that you're carrying. It's the weight on you. You know what I'm saying? If I don't tell my dad, if I don't tell my cousin that I don't feel sorry, or if I feel bad about this, I want to talk about the psychological shit, whatever. But that's you holding on to it. But because I understand, like, what, that's gonna hurt them. I feel like that'll hurt them. I feel like, yeah, it's necessary, and maybe we need to hurt to grow and get a little stronger and understand that we get that out the way. Me and my brother had a heart to heart because I was about to fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? But I only do with people that I know physically can handle it. I think you going through the effort to apologize and tell them we love them still will put a smile on them. Yeah, right. Especially during these transitionary times we are living through right now. Yeah, and that's the thing. We are well, so with my dad, I don't know, like it might affect him a certain way. So that's the thing. But with my cousin, he has like this little brain. I don't know, some fucking some shit with his nerves. Like his nerves and his brain shit is so bad. Like his spine shit is so bad that like you know he has a hard like he has a hard time speaking. It affects his speech. He can't even walk. Like it's fucked up. He can barely walk. His legs are fucked up. It was a car accident mixed with a surgery and all this shit. So, but I remember when my mom died, he told me, he's like, "Man, I'm sorry I couldn't even come to the funeral because I know that probably would have fucked up my body. Like the nerves would have just been like, just zapped the shit out of him." So I was like, man, if the funeral would have fucked him up, I know me and him having that conversation would fuck him up. But he's still my favorite cousin to this day. But it's just sad, you know what I'm saying? So on a truthful level, I own up to being a piece of shit. Like I'll never not call myself that. Like I remember the shit I was doing. I could say I was an ignorant kid, but I look back at like I was very intentional about negative shit and bad shit I was saying to people during those time periods. So that's a whole different story. But yeah, with the whole break their heart kind of deal. Yeah, that's the other. But that's the thing is like he legit has a defibrillator. What I'm trying to say, like it sounds metaphorical, but he legit has a defibrillator. Like he has a bad heart. Like in fifth grade, he was out of work for like months because his heart just gave out, and he was in the hospital for a while. And you got to mind like he was our breadwinner. And then as soon as he got his defibrillator put in his heart, he went straight back to work and started earning for the family again. So it's just like, man, that's too much pressure to put on someone that's like that solid. He's that solid of an individual and man, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, when I be going through shit, like, I'm over here worrying about what am I do tomorrow? What am I do today? I try not to cry like a bitch because I'm like, at least I'm not dealing with that shit. You know what I'm saying? This dude held down a whole house for like a decade straight before we all started getting jobs and making money for ourselves and shit. Even then, he was still holding it down. He's still holding it down to this day. And it's just like, I can never fit them shoes, bro. But I'm gonna try to fit my own shoes. But I'll never not acknowledge that man. That dude right there, bro. He's held it down for years. My dad's the best dad. You know what I'm saying? He's the best dad, and he knows it. I gotta tell him that more. But even then, that might fuck with his heart too, man. He might not be used to that sappy shit. He's like, man, what the fuck? You saying this soft shit to me? He probably feel away. You know how dads is. You saying this shit? What the fuck? I wish I could have told my grandpa that because my grandpa went through hella shit just to make sure we had shit and live the way we was living. Yeah, man, you gotta tell people you love them, man. Tell family you love them. That shit's important, man. Yeah, I don't say I'm quick to be the sappy person or quick to be the emotional person, but like part of my defense, part of my offenses and defenses is like I'm quick to tell people I love them and be the sappy individual or the emotional one. Because anyone that calls me out, I'll whoop their ass, man. I was like, listen, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you how much I love you as much as I fuck you up, bro. Like it's cool either way. That's the expression. I just want to dominate honest expression on some Bruce Lee shit. You know what I'm saying? Jeet Kune Do, honest expression. Go ahead and let it out all the way out. Let you know how I feel. But always come from a place of love. Yeah, man. I think it's really interesting because I was talking to some kids like in the chat maybe a couple weeks ago, and they were talking to me about like depression and mental health and shit. And I'm like, bro, the fact that you guys are like 9 years old, 6 years old, 9 years old, 12 years old, all in them age ranges, talking about mental health and depression is a far step ahead. It's a big lunge forward because when I was a kid and you heard that shit was looked down upon. I was like, you're what? It seemed like some weak shit. Therapy seemed like some weak shit. All that, like now it's so normal. Like I remember being in high school, like they literally told me in high school, they're like, hey, if you want someone to talk to for like an hour, like we'll make time for you to get away from class and you can come to this thing and they'll talk to you for an hour. And no one wanted to do it because it seemed like some weird shit. And part of me wanted to go because I just wanted to talk to the lady that was there. There was like two ladies. One of them looked really good, and the other one was just she's kind of older. But the good looking lady, I wanted to sit down and talk with her. I was like, ooh, let me talk with her for an hour. Let me see what's going on right here. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk to her. She like a therapist. Ooh. So I was up in there in the office talking to her. But I realized, start talking about stuff like, damn, I kind of need to do this more often. And mind you, this is high school, so this is like 2010. This is 2010, bro. And I'm over here talking about this therapy shit with my friends in 2010. And it's like, man, I don't know about all that. Oh, you telling the truth? You over here, what? You just telling us? Like, what are you talking about in there? So it was looked at a certain way. And like, what? Fast forward 2025, 15 years later, that shit is normal. That shit is normal talk. That shit is advised. People want you to do that. They back that shit. You know what I'm saying? I say this all the time, man. The shit I went through as a teenager and kid, the fact that it's normal now, I'm like, man, I'm happy that I crawl so these motherfuckers can run. I swear to God, it's good to hear everyone is taking therapy these days. Yeah, take that shit. There's not wrong with it. If you can afford it, why not try it, bro? Shit, physical therapy is good for you too. Physical therapy, getting just doing some yoga and shit. Oh yeah, man. Motherfucking people. A lot of people need to do yoga. A lot of people just need to walk. People be having tight backs and hamstrings and shit. I was like, just walk a bit, you'll be all right. I'll be walking up the hill all the time, and my back started feeling better. I was like, damn, I should have just did this the whole time. I was tired. My muscles were tired. I should have just been doing this shit. What the fuck? That's a whole other conversation. But I mean, it's in the same veins, man. It's just crazy to think about. Like all that shit is literally like a decade ago, decade and a half, damn near 20 years ago. That everybody looked down on that shit. I thought it was some weirdo shit. Thought it was some soft shit. It's like all that you see, bruh. Come on, man. Another thing that I say is like, all right, Kendrick Lamar had an album in 2022, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I'll leave y'all with this. Kendrick Lamar had Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers in 2022, and the whole album was about therapy. That's one of my favorite albums. It's pretty much just him dealing with therapy, not wanting to go, and then finally going through it, and then understanding and finding shit about himself. And then, and then the thing is like, if he doesn't go through therapy, we don't get Not Like Us. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't go through the proper channels and figure himself out, we don't get Not Like Us. We don't get Meet the Grams. We don't get we don't get all them diss tracks, bro. Euphoria and shit. 616 in LA type shit. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2024 was my most stressful time of life, and my own form of self therapy was taking morning walks. Excuse me, recording myself talking about my problems. It really do be easing the mind, thinking out. And that's my other thing, Cash. That's my thing, Cash. And sorry, and looking back at it since it's recorded, yeah, early 2024. And see, I think that's why I like doing this, because I actually used to do this is called the Truancy Hour, right? I used to do this shit as just a straight up audio podcast, and I would put it on it was Anchor.fm, but then that started to sync up with Spotify. So I'd record and do my little thing on Anchor, and then it would upload to Spotify for me. So then I kind of had my own shit going on. But again, this was just audio, so I was just by myself. Sometimes I would talk to someone in public, sometimes I wouldn't, but more or less, I'm just talking by myself by the water and shit. But I realized when I started doing these lives, everyone that shows up in the chat, whether it's you, Cash, some other friends, Z, Eternal, Amanda, all them people, my guy Jax, you know what I'm saying? A roadie pops in all the time. Like, just all these people that come in. Ty was here a while ago. He's coming in and out the chat. It keeps me more accountable when I'm saying it out loud. So as much as people need to self-record, and it's good to hear yourself, because I was doing that shit for a while too, man. There was some years where I would just walk around. I literally would walk around for like a good year just talking to myself. Like if I had time after work, I was just talking to myself. And I called it the Truancy Hour because I was sitting there just what's it called? I would I would play truant from work. That was the original episode. I played truancy from work. Like I would either be on the clock, or I would like take a day off, or like just like I ain't going in today, and I would just sit there and record. I just felt like I needed to do it because either therapy was available or it wasn't. But sometimes I would do both. And like I realized just speaking out loud to people and like interacting, man, there's some accountability there, because I can't just say whatever. I can't just say whatever, man. Some people are like, hey man, I don't know how that shit you're talking about. I don't know, and then we have a conversation about it or whatever. I get to just ramble about it, and I get to feed off the energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just me. That's why I love doing it too. Like exactly what you're saying. People who need a form of self therapy or self therapeutic. Just speaking out loud, because a lot of people don't really speak out loud. A lot of people don't even really. They're not really that vocal. I should say they're not really that vocal. So, just being able to speak to yourself and speak out loud in general, man. Some people need that. So I'm happy that you had that for yourself, Cash. I'm happy you're doing it on stream too. I'm happy that you were doing you were telling me about you would draw the art and then just talk out loud. Excuse me. And people need that shit, man. Like just sometimes you don't have someone to talk to, but you got to just say shit out loud. Let me do the math real quick. It's April. And if I counted how many times since the past 365 days, as in April last year to this day, I mean, I could probably go through my call log and tell you how many times I called the crisis line. Sometimes I was like, I wasn't really in crisis. I just needed someone to talk to. Every time they're like, what are you calling for? Are you calling for yourself or someone else? So I'm calling for myself. You know what I'm saying? And like, what's going on today? I was like, honestly, I'm not in crisis. I just need someone to talk to. I was like, cool, yeah, we provide support for that too. And I would just sit there and talk with someone for like half an hour. I would deal with relationship issues. I'd be tripping. Motherfucker just be like, yeah, I'd call them like 2 or 3 times throughout the night. I'm never ashamed to say that shit. Never ashamed to talk about calling the crisis line. You know, when certain people weren't able to pick up the phone, I used to feel a way about it. I was like, man, fuck these people. But at the same time, I was like, you know what? After a week of just dealing with my own shit and tapping in with, whether it be crisis line or therapy or some shit, I realized, you know what, man, people got shit going on. People are going to sleep right now. I just happen to be going through all these emotions before I go to bed. And can't nobody pick up the phone. I had two solid people in my life that always picked up the phone. And they're the solid few. They know who they are. They know exactly who they are. And I chop it up with them all the time, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I have a bunch of stories I want to tell people, and I'm glad streaming has opened that opportunity. I talked about my specific stories with certain people and kids simply because um, they were uh, they were going through something similar. I related to them. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, listen, I don't want you to feel alone. Everybody going through some shit, and don't ever feel like you're going through that shit alone as an 11-year-old or 15-year-old. There's like a dude who's a freshman right here that be showing up in the chats. But shout out to him too. Shout out to Max and all them people. Last art stream I went off hardcore about Beyblades, nice, and shockingly found an infrequent viewer also being into them. Nice. It's yeah, man. It's cool when you start finding people. Hey, Cash, were you here? Were you the one in that live when we were talking about Beyblades and then the guy said, "Oh, I got rid of all my blades in 2006." I think you were there. I think that was you. That shit was hilarious, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? And we started clowning on him. I was like, you still stuck? He's like, he's still stuck in 2006, dog. That shit crazy. He's stuck in 06. You were there. That shit was hilarious. And I remember I don't know. It was like one because like it just got quiet for a while, and then I just saw your comment. You said, "Woo, Saturday night or Friday night or something like that." It was just hilarious. I was like, "Yeah, I don't know why they're trying to do this." I bring that story up all the time because it was like that's my my issue was that you said, "Woo, Saturday Friday." It was something like that. Saturday night, Friday night. It was hilarious. I was like, "Yo, this is a funny ass chat." It was like you, me, Blader Z, Jax was in there. I said, "Bro was in 2006." Yeah, but he was stuck, and I was like, "Man, you stuck in 2006? You still got Slim Shady do rags, huh?" I was like, man, how much air you got in them pants, man? You got them baggy ass jeans. He probably still folding up his jeans, like cuffing his jeans at the bottom. He got pebbles all on his jeans and shit. Stuck in 2006, my guy. I was like, let me borrow a headband. You know what I'm saying? Let me borrow a headband. Let me borrow some wristbands, man. Looking like the Chingy music video out here, bro. Out here looking like Chingy and Mike Jones, man. So, yeah, good times though. That shit was hilarious, bro. But that's my issue is like when people come at me with some ignorant shit, I will entertain the ignorance. So I like having moderators because the moderators will just deal with, hey, we don't deal with that funny shit today. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here with that shit. Because we get trolls every now and again. I'm trying to fight back the sneeze. That's why you see me rubbing my eye. Oh no. Whew, I might just have to sneeze. Let me mute it. There we go. Muted it just in time. That might be a sign to just head home. I don't know. I feel like I want to do one more Monster Hunter stream. Just sit at the library for a second, chop it up. Chopping up game over there. Let me mute it. My bad. Wanted to ask for future reference. You okay with me calling you James on a stream? Oh yeah, James. That's my real name, so it doesn't matter. People call me by your first name on my stream, so it's a habit to always do so. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, it's funny because I think your boy is the only person who calls me Nino, which is hilarious. And I'm like, bro, you can just say James, but he's always saying Nino, which is funny. And I'm like, you can just say James or Bane. It doesn't really matter. But he's the only person I think that says Nino, which is hilarious. But James is my actual name, so it's like it doesn't really bother me. But see, the thing is, if there's another James in there, then I'm like, oh, just call me Bane. That'll be easier. Um, yeah, that's fine. Hold on, let me toss this joint. But yeah, that shit, man. Good times, good times. I'm happy it was caught on stream. All that. I'm really sad about my live streams that are like at the house because the connection just be bad. I'm really sad about that, but it is what it is. I'm working with what I got. As a Filipino, calling people Ninong is wild. See, listen, coming from me and Cash, if Cash is telling you it's wild and I'm telling you that it feels wild, it's wild, bro. But like I'm an actual like Nino, so it's like I just decided to go. I actually went with the name because it's a name I could use as a separate stage name, so I can have two different music accounts for like stuff that was either lyrical or like beats. So like Cinco Bane has all the beats, If you go on like YouTube, Spotify, or whatever, you look up Cinco Band, you're gonna find all the music, like all the beats under that. James just has all the bars, but it's funny. Ethernet at home. I might have to just get a whole Ethernet cable because we don't have internet at the house technically. We just use the hotspots from the library. You know what I mean? So it's just like when I'm waiting for the library to give me my hotspot, they put me on the wait list for the longest time. The longest. It basically means Godfather. Exactly. You calling bro the Godfather is crazy, right? But see, on some rap shit, it just seemed like I'm just trying to stun everybody type of shit. So I thought it was funny. I was like, hey, let me make that part of the rap name. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta make some. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I put that shit over there. So you might just find some albums that have. If you find the albums, they usually say Nino James and Cinco Bane. Cinco Bane as a producer, Nino James as the rapper. But it's literally just me. You know what I'm saying? And like, the splits for the royalties go 50-50%. And it's like I say that's why I was trying to motivate my friends who are doing music to do ASCAP. So I'm gonna get my man Google Fiber or Xfinity, anything. Hey, I might put Google Fiber in my Steam wish list, and hopefully somebody wishes it for me. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of funny. But nah, it's funny, man, because I started learning this stuff. I'm gonna just keep going. Fuck it, we're just gonna keep wrapping it up right here. I mean, not wrapping it up. We're just gonna keep rapping. But I'm gonna tell you like this: anyone who like is doing music stuff, like what you really want to do, like ASCAP is the best way for me. And like what you want to do is you want to get a writer's publishing thing. A writer's publishing thing, you just want to put your full legal name on that. And then you want to do a company publishing thing, and the company publishing thing should be your stage name. So I own the ASCAP for Cinco Bane, and I own the ASCAP for Nino James. And then my writer name is just my full legal name. I got two first names, a middle, and a last type of shit. So it's a long ass fucking name. But the splits on songs usually go, the highest is 50% for writers, and the highest is 50% for companies, and like the whatever, the actual company name. The company name is usually just like the business, whatever. So a lot of times the ASCAP will have like Bad Boy, Death Row Records. It'll just be that specific company, and all these things will be under that company. But because the company name for me is the stage name, when I have beats published, it goes 50-50. It goes 50 to the writer and 50 to the company, right? And because I own the writer and the company, all the royalty comes to me directly. And CD Baby takes a little bit, a very small portion of the cut, and gives me my check. Every time I get over that $100 threshold, they send me my check. So I get these royalty checks every 3 months, I should say. And that's the thing. You just own your own shit. You create something from nothing. That's art, right? You create something from nothing, pay the money to put it out there, and then you might get the money back. And I've been getting these checks back. I've been getting them $100 checks. I'm like, oh yeah, all that time that I was spending little $90 and shit to get the shit published, here it is, coming right back to me. So I'm starting to make my money back, which is hilarious. Ultimate victory type shit. One day we'll get you a good ISP, internet service provider. Yeah, man. And the hotspot isn't bad. It's just like a little spotty. But we live in this weird, like, all right, I'm gonna tell you, right? When we get the hotspots, my brother will take, like, we used to go to baseball games. My brother would put it in his pocket, and then he would pull it out and he'd be like, you want to take down the Wi-Fi? If you get the Wi-Fi, we can have Wi-Fi while we're in the stadium. I'm like, all right, cool. So we would just walk around, go places with the Wi-Fi router in his pocket. Um, it works so much better outside than our specific house location. That's the thing that sucks so fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be connected to the Wi-Fi, going on live, doing the Beyblade streams, bro. And then like the shit just be all fucking grainy and shit. Like you seen it, this shit was just grainy and ass. I was like, come on, bro. I'm trying to go, and like you can hear me though, and you can still see my hands and like all the stuff moving, but it gets all pixelated. Looks like a flip phone and shit. That should be making me mad, but it is what it is. I'm happy that it still goes live though. Some of my videos actually like went all the way through. I haven't played them back to see if it's like good quality or not. I'm almost scared to look at it, but it sucks, bro. It sucks, dog. Yeah, man. Yeah, pay for your own product and put that out there, man. That's the thing I hate with like certain like music artists, bro. Like I'm saying this based off people I know personally. People I know personally, bro, is like just put the music out there, man. Stop playing around. But artists are artists are such perfectionists. We're such perfectionists that we want to, whatever. But I started realizing I was like, man, you never know who might win it. You never know who might want to hear the shit. You never know who's gonna get inspired by you. You just got to do it. You just got to do it, bro. Like the fact that what's my guy Nobody, he be popping in the chat. This dude said I inspired him. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. Like I don't know how I did that. I'm just here talking shit every day. My bad. That stream was weird. I'm wondering what your place is like and why it's like that, but I ain't gonna. So here's the thing. Oh, why the place is like that? No way, I got it right the first time. Dramatic. Yeah, you got it right. You got it right. Um, but it's stupid. It's really what it is gentrification. They built a 4 story like new condo. Like, all right, look, this is stupid, right? They got this house that my neighbors they sold. They didn't necessarily sell it, but they turned it to like a like they own the house, like they rent it out to people, right? And then there's another house next to it. But in between those two houses was like a small patch of land that back in the day kids used to just play on. It's like a small little like lot or whatever. It was kind of just part of someone's yard. It's a little grass lot. But people sold the house and the land that had the little lot. It's very narrow, mind you. It's very narrow. So what these fucking contractors did was they just built this 4 story, this ugly ass 4 story condo upwards, 4 or 5 stories. Some bullshit. The most narrow apartment you'll ever see, and it just happens to block our front door in the little walkway alleyway. It just blocks that shit. And then just having this structure in the way just blocks it blocks the sunset, and then even worse is that it blocks the what's it called just reception in the area. You understand? Like it just created more like things in the way to block because like you gotta understand the house, the little thing that they built was literally W Wedding. Yep, there he goes. Nobody right there. Shout out to Nobody. He's in the chat. W Wedding. He's right there. That's my guy. The building is like right in front of the door, like literally to the west. And then what is also to the west is these three. I can see them right. If I look over, I can see that shit right now. It's these. Hold on, let me turn the shit. It's 3 towers, bro. Like 3 radio towers. Let me zoom in on that shit. So that's like to the west of the house. But you know what else is west of the house, bro? That fucking building. That fucking building is just standing right there, just in the way. So they just, it's just gentrification. That's really all it is, bro. It's just that shit right there, and it's just like, what do you call it? What's I gonna say? What's to the east now is actually an open field. It's like my neighbor's yard. He has like this. He has a large amount of land on the corner of the block, right? But what I started to find out was that to the east, like farther east, like right above me, the planes land and they circle. Before planes land, sometimes they circle around, but sometimes they go straight through. But directly to the east is Payne Field, which is Everett. There's like another airport in Everett called Payne Field. So people will be over there. Just every time a plane's overhead, fucking the cable just goes out, shit like that. And I'm like, bro, come on. It just starts getting spotty, starts getting rattly. And also, what makes it worse is that we're not at the bottom of it. Well, we're at the bottom of our hill, but we're not in the valley, if that makes sense. It's some dumb shit, but yeah, you hate to see it. I hope you figure something out with an Ethernet connection on the router. See, that's the thing is like, if I was still working, I might invest in it. And it's just like it's bad timing because like I quit my job, so I'm like, bro, it's bad timing. So that's why you see me outside most of the time. Also, it's also good timing though because it's spring and it's about to be summer, so me being outside is kind of perfect. But all I need to do is get to 3,000. Y'all hit me with the super chat. Hit me with the super chat, but realistically, instead of the super chat, man, just go to the cash app. What's good? Shit like that. Roscoe, what's up? Nobody's here, man. Yo, nobody is here, and Roscoe's here. That's what's up. Yo, nobody was here chilling out. Listen, that's what's up, man. I shouted nobody out, and then he showed up. That was like when I did the last stream. I shouted out Eternal, and then Eternal popped up. I was like, bro, it's over. We're on the same wavelength, bro. Yeah, I like these talks still, the very least. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like sometimes you just want to do the fun stuff, like I got all these. I might do one later today or tomorrow. I have these Amazon packages that came in. I finally got Black Shell. Black Shell finally came in, or they call it Obsidian Shell. So I might do that. I don't know, bro. Let me check on some. Oh shit, we might have to. I feel like I want to do one more. Let me get to walking. I might want to do one more like walk up the hill. Get that Monster Hunter going one more time. You know, there's literally like it's weird. If I walk through right here, actually I'm gonna walk across this way. If I walk across right here, it's fine. But if I go up a block, one block, and then I start taking a left, it's a dead zone for the phone connection. It's hella stupid. So literally, if I walk right here, it'd be all right. I'll still have 2 bars because like we're closer in proximity. And that's the other thing is like these other nice houses blocking the way. They got their own little cable shit and like things going on in there connection wise. So it creates this weird static with my own phone. But yeah, that's a whole other conversation, man. That's what happens in nice areas type shit. Literally like right next to the hood, what it used to be type shit. Understand? Oh, you need to pick up the Blue Phoenix and the second green rod. Yeah, gotta get the green rush, man. That green rush is everything. Sold out way too fast. Yeah, people were buying them. People bought a whole lot of them. You guys to understand about a lot of them, man. Let's go. Oh, I need that rush bit. Yeah, that rush is dope. Do you have the red one from Tyranno beat? You seen that shit? Or like from the set? I think it came from the set, right? I think it came from the set. And I really like the look of Green Rod. I prefer Green Rod more than yellow. And you know what's weird is like I don't think I ever had. I didn't get a yellow rod. I had a green rod first, but for some reason I just never had the green 160 and the green Rush. I think I only bought the blade by itself somehow from somewhere. It either came in a lot or it just came from like Basin Bricks, where it's just like it's just the blade itself. Probably one of those situations. You want that set though? Night Mail. My Night Mail is hella heavy. I think it's just as heavy as my whale, which is fucking crazy. Yeah, I like Green Rod more than the yellow one. The Green Wizard. What's really cool is purple and blue Wizard Arrow. I'm not gonna lie. In terms of wizards, blue Wizard Arrow and purple Wizard Arrow is pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie. Shit solid. Night Mail in a standard deck. Man, you got me thinking, man, because like I really like Drawn Buster, but I might, just to be safe, swap out a Buster for Night Mail. I got to think about this a little more. I don't think too hard about it, but I want to make that happen. Trying to think, man. I'm trying to think, man. I got to think about this, man. I don't know what I'm gonna run on Saturday for the event. I have an idea. I really just want to run my favorites, but I don't know. Everyone's basically saying like you should get serious and go for broke. OC Ingrid would def use a purple whiz rod. LOL. What's OC? OC, what's that? Every time I see OC, I think of office coordinator or something. My bad. I'm trying to fight this sneeze right here. It might happen. It's creeping on me. Sneezing time. I was thinking like original character. My profile. Oh, I got you. Original character. That makes sense. I get it now. Corner screen. Yep. That's tight. Yeah, I'm trying to. My cousin hasn't streamed in a while. I might have to message him and ask him when he's going live again. Because I've been spending a lot of time on Twitch lately. I mainly go on Twitch to tap in with Solarian, and now I have Cash Artist. So now I have more people to tune in with, which is really nice. Yeah. Pretty good. That's all the same to me. Oh, damn. Boy, almost tripping over here. Ooh. My balance is good, though. That was crazy. She's essentially an avatar for myself, at least until I personally draw a new one as an actual persona. Shit. My bad. I'm over here ducking shit. That's tight, though. I gotta go off about how this all works. That's huge info. Okay. Honestly, it's up to you. I got about 5-10 minutes. Well, no, I'll say like 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes before I end up at the library. Check this out, man. I'll be walking through here. I'm gonna show you the road. I'm gonna show you the whole path. I don't need to put the camera on me. I don't want to be that self-centered. But yeah, I've been through. That's what it's looking like. I didn't know this was the back of this shit, man. A little coffee shop over here. Dope. Nah, I ain't typing all that. I feel that. I'll def talk about it on my own stream if someone has to. Okay, yeah. Bet in the future. It's funny, Z's wife, Miata, she was like, The other day, she was like, "How do you keep your shoes clean? You be walking through everywhere?" I was like, "Yeah, I keep my feet to the soil. I'm walking everywhere, man. You know, deposited some positive energies everywhere I go. Shit, the trees is giving us oxygen. I gotta do something, right? Gotta give something back. Gotta give some energy back. Something good." But yeah, you streaming tonight? I thought about that. Let me know if you're streaming tonight. A lot of people streaming a lot. I'm streaming throughout the days, but at nights when I get to sit down, that's the most I get chance wise to sit down and really do my thing. You know, I feel like I only follow people who stream at night because I'm usually out in the day. But yeah, my bad, my bad. I was walking through here last time, right? Like early when I started. Like right when I started. Tomorrow, oh no, my bad, tonight or tomorrow, Friday. Your availability and mood for streaming is fluctuating. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yesterday was a collab stream, so you're obligated to stream. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. I met someone the other day who was trying to do something. How's it going? I met someone the other day who was trying to collab on something. He's actually newer and he doesn't have a page at all. I was like, bro, just let me know. Matter of fact, I got to text dude back. But he's someone that works at this convenience store. Is that the right word? Because it's not necessarily on the corner, but it's a convenience store that I always go to. And he's just like, bro, you got a mic on? I was like, yeah, I be live streaming every day. He's like, bro, I got some ideas we can collab on. All right, come on, let's see this. He's a cool guy. So, all right. Yeah, I think he does music or something, so that's going to be kind of cool. Yeah, man. Try not to use my last tissue. My bad, my bad. Just miving through. Oh, shoot, look at the dog. Nice. You see that cherry blossom, man? Yeah, I was walking through here a while ago. Like in the beginning. Not this street. I think I was down one block. But I was looking at, there was 2 cherry blossoms in a row. On 2 houses, man. Damn, that shit beautiful. Only a few petals kind of hit the floor, unless it got cleaned up. Glad they were doing a bit of yard work, so it might have been gone. But yeah. Speaking, you try to stream on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 to 10. All right, yep. That works for me. Otherwise, I'll update Discord server on my time. Okay, yep. My bad, I gotta readjust this. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, it's interesting because yesterday library was closing at 8 o'clock. So the fact that it was closing at 8, I was playing Monster Hunter until about 7:50, 7:40. I kind of just left it on the title screen for a while because I needed to what do you call this? My bad. Oh, there we go. I kind of needed to get to the hour mark, but they were closing. So I asked the dude, I was like, what time do you guys close? Like, let me know if I'm holding you up. He said, no, we're obligated to be here till 8. So, how's it going? So he's obligated to be there. Oh. Oh, everybody got, everybody behind me had dogs. I was like, what am I hearing? They all trying to scrap. Why? Don't do it. My bad. But yeah, man. That's the time I'm on. I have to turn up in a second. Yeah, man. This like I'm saying, these are the back streets I'll be walking through, man. If you ain't know, I'm gonna tell you this. We in the Madrona area. Up in Madrona. It's the land of the Panthers right here, man. Black Panthers was up here, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is what it was. That's the history. A lot of people don't tap into it. A lot of people don't even speak on it. There's not many left to speak on. There's actually one dude left, and I seen him earlier today. You know, it's funny. He dropped in the library real quick. How's it going? He dropped in the library real quick, and he actually works where the headquarters used to be at. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, I always shout that shit out all the time. 10%. Damn, my shit about to die. Yeah, man. Phone really about to die. That's crazy. Try to live, man. Try to live. Yeah, man. We walking through it. You know what it is, man? East Side District, all that. My side, man. 91 double deuce. It's like that, man. Love, man. There it is, man. Mobbing through. Mobbing through all the time. If I make this shit 2 hours, would that work? Thought about that. Might be able to plug this in the charger if I get there in time. That's only like 15 more minutes. I'm gonna go this way. It's like 15 more minutes. Go this way. I'll cut up. I'm usually going that way. All right. Yo, they got this giraffe and shit. Looked at the corner of my eye. I was like, what am I looking at? Bro, this is a house kind of more down the street. Actually, I think it's near my house. What am I sure? It's on the same block I'm on. But they got like an owl bobblehead. I don't know if it's a camera, but I was touching the owl's head. I was like, what is this shit? It might be a camera. I don't think it was, though. Yeah. There you go, man. How close we are. Check some. Oh, 9. All right. It's cool because there's a little port and the little mic, the thing that connects to the mic at the bottom, and you can just plug the phone in. Excuse me, the charger into that, because the thing plugs into the phone. You can plug it into the charger. You know, you can just actually charge up a bit. I don't even think it was at full 100%. Also, when I'm not at full 100%, and I'm out in the light has more heat for the battery for some odd reason. I remember one time I was streaming at night. I had the phone propped up. I made it to the 2 hour mark. I was like, damn, I really did 2 hours. That's crazy. So it's rare that I get moments like that. But yeah. It's like the old days, just walking everywhere, man. Like that. They go to school right here. I didn't go to school here. I had a lot of friends that went here. Matter of fact, my school bus was combined. It was Lesha and Madrona. So they would pick us up for you. See the little panther? There he is. There's the panther right there. With the it's like a little black cat. That's their mascot right there, the Panthers. Panthers. Black cats, man. It's dogs and cats, man. That's all the hood is, man. It's just dogs and cats, man. Rat, cat, and dog, type of shit. Ain't no fucking rat. Fuck a rat. Yeah, fuck a rat, man. I used to live with the rats, bro. They used to live in my house. They used to eat all of my snacks, bro. They went into my what do you call this shit? In the closet. Like they stole my chips. I woke up in the morning. I was looking forward to eating some Doritos. These rats ate everything in the cupboard. I was like, bro, you can't leave me nothing. You gotta eat all the bags of chips. I got the PTSD though. I ain't gonna lie. I got that PTSD. I got that PTSD, bro. That's how I be saying fuck rats. That be making me sad. Nothing but some cats and dogs out here now. That's how we living. Let me check. I'm gonna check it, man. I'm gonna check the numbers. Damn, it's at 5. I'm gonna go inside, right? Before I go inside, I'm gonna hit you with the love and appreciation. I'm gonna tell you I love you and appreciate you, and I'm gonna, and then we'll see if I make it in time. I think I'll make it in time. I'm gonna try to sit down, set up, see what it's looking like. We're gonna try to do another 10 more minutes of just, me sitting here, just standing there, setting up shop, things like that, just setting up shop and things. And from there, Gotta get my 2 hours in. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna try to charge up. Watch. I'm gonna charge up. Something like this. We keep checking. I'm gonna keep checking on it. 4%. All right, we're at 4%. Phone batteries at 4%. We got this. We rocking. I think we got this. Ooh, the old school out here. Let's get it. All right, watch. Just in case I don't get a chance to say it. Love y'all and appreciate y'all, man. Let's try to get it. Let's try to get it. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes to hit the 2 hour mark. Let's make it happen. Last time I got the 2 hours. Yo, come on, man. Yep, it's available. Watch this. Right there. Yep. Let me just hurry up. Yeah. All right, here we go. I'll just set up shop door. Yeah. Here we go. Connected out here. Let me get situated, bro. Setting up shop. Setting up shop right there. Get my whole space situated. I actually got a prop on the laptop. Let me show you. Second. That whole day look. Just that whole day look, bro. Got me whispering out here. All right. Let's get to it, man. All right. Watch this. Literally, bro. Got it all stacked up. Trying to get that 2 hour mark. 2 hours, bro. Bear with me. On the laptop. Oh, silent library, bro. Hours. Hours. Give me a sec, bro. I fight the sneeze.